Guys, what's up? It's Kansas Kid. And I went out to a couple shops today whenever I got off work. And both shops I went to, they did not have any Cole Morgan dollars. One shop did have a couple slabs, and that's not what I'm looking for because I don't collect Morgans, I stack Morgans. Not interested in any slabs, not interested in stuff like that. But the one shop normally always has some. Like, it may not be a whole lot, but there may be 4 or 5 there. Sometimes there's 20, whatever it is. But there was none at both places. I even asked. I said, "Hey, you guys have any, Cole Morgans or anything like that?" And they're like, "No, we haven't had any for, a few weeks now." So one thing that I noticed in my area, and I think that's what it is. I think it is area based. But I'm kind of curious to see what is in your guys' area, what you're seeing, what you're finding. Because one of the first things I noticed that disappeared in my area were Mercury dimes. Mercury dimes was the first thing that I was like, "Holy cow! These things, they're getting difficult to find in my area at my shops." Once I noticed that, I don't think I've been able to find Mercury dimes in my area. Like I've quit stacking them. If I find some here and there, a few, but I mean, I used to be able to buy rolls of Merc dimes, and now it's like if you find something, it's something like that you would put in a book, like a book filler or something. And I'm kind of curious, is that the direction that Morgan dollars are going in my area also? Um, it's weird because there are so many Morgan dollars out there. I know that there are tons and tons and tons. And it's weird how regional, like what region you're in, varies about what you find. I mean, look at Tim Stacking. That guy's finding, nice vintage silver at spot or below spot. Other people are maybe probably finding Morgan dollars, for $25 still. I haven't been able to find Morgan dollars for $25 since, spot prices jumped up more. But now, I don't know. Is the price jumping up? I wonder if that has something to do with not being able to find Morgan dollars in my area. And when I'm talking about Morgan dollars, I'm talking just your used, worn down, no collector's value, just stacking Morgan dollars. Nothing special, just Morgan dollar. Because they're not in my area anymore at all. So I thought about running down to a couple shops in Arkansas and maybe checking them out, or maybe calling before I go and just see what they have. The last time I was in Wichita, they had no Morgan dollars either. They had some Franklin halves that I bought, no Morgan dollars. What are you guys seeing in your shops in your area? You can get them online, and you get Kohl's online, but I'm not paying those prices. I'm not paying that much more for a Cole Morgan when I'm used to paying, the majority of what I had before the kind of jump in spot was $25. Now I don't mind paying a little bit more with spot price going up, but I'm not paying $35 for a Cole Morgan. That is just not going to happen. So what are you guys seeing in your area? Let me know. Have they disappeared in your area, or have you noticed something else that you used to be able to find that you can't find? Franklin's or Walkers or any of those. It seems kind of weird that I've always had, the opportunity to walk into a number of different shops and be able to grab a handful of these. And a lot within the past year and a half. If I wanted 10, I'd buy 10. If I wanted 4, I'd buy 4. If they only had a few at a time, then I could go back, in another week, and there'd be 20 of them there. There'd be a basket of them. What are you guys seeing? What are you finding? Let me know. I appreciate your time. I'll talk to you soon.